Yes, friends. So the next ratio to start with it is your proprietary ratio. So friends, what is proprietary ratio? As the name suggests, proprietary. Proprietary means owner's fund. So the proprietary ratio is also known as your equity ratio or else your net worth ratio, net worth to total assets or shareholders equity to total equity. I will repeat once again. Your proprietary ratio is also known as your equity ratio or net worth to total assets or shareholder equity to total equity. So what does it mean? What it indicates? It establishes a relationship between proprietors funds or owners funds to total resources of a unit, wherein you can take as the proprietors funds refers to your share capital, your reserves and surplus, that is your equity share capital, reserves and surplus, and the total resources refers to the total assets. So we will see the formula. Proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio is equal to your tangible net worth or also known as your proprietors funds or shareholders funds. Tangible net worth. Net worth itself, friends, means as your share capital plus your reserves and surplus, that is nothing but shareholders funds, divided by total tangible assets, also known as total assets. Okay. So proprietors funds or owners funds, okay, or tangible net worth is also known as, how we calculate it? We compute by taking share capital amount plus your reserves and surplus. Okay, we will see one problem here. Suppose in a business the total assets or total tangible assets amount to 4 lakhs. Okay, total tangible assets amount to 4 lakh and the proprietor's equity or your proprietor's equity or total tangible net worth is 3 lakh. Then we will find out it. Then the proprietary ratio is equal to your tangible net worth, that is your proprietor's equity 3 lakhs in the numerator, divided by total assets or total tangible assets 4 lakh. So 3 lakh divided by 4 lakh, which comes to approx 0.75 times would be coming. It means, so what it indicates? 0.75. This a financial manager or a finance terminology who are well known, they can mean it, like they can indicate what does it assume, 0.75 times or 0.75 times. But for other people, we need to express them, we need to convey them in the manner which they can understand. In a simple language, 0.75 times means 75%, meaning hereby that is 25% of funds have been supplied by the outside creditors. Understood, friends? That means, see, in this slide itself is given the ratio will be 100% when there is no borrowing for purchasing or manufacturing of assets. That now, as we calculated just now, just I taken an example wherein we got 0.75, that is 75%, means not 100%. That means the company had borrowed 25%, the balance company had borrowed. Am I correct? So the ratio indicates the extent to which tangible assets are financed by owner's fund. Okay. So your proprietary ratios relationship or mainly it highlights the fact as to what is the proportion of proprietors and outsiders in financing the total business. So what is the proportion of the proprietors they are financing in the business? Similarly, the outsiders, the creditors, how much they are financing in the related business. Then the next ratio comes in the same slide is your gross profit ratio. So friends, many people will be knowing what is your gross profit ratio, as the name itself suggests, gross profit. So gross profit, naturally by sales only gross profit will arrive. So gross profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100 is the formula for the same. So what is gross profit ratio, friends? Okay, yeah, so gross profit ratio is nothing but we have to consider here it is a ratio of gross profit to net sales. That is, which net sales? Sales minus returns, or sales less your sales returns. Okay, what is sales return? Sales returns is nothing but, if assume in a departmental store or in a retail store, if some product has been sold to a customer and the customer has been returned the product back to the retail store or departmental store, why the customer has returned? Maybe defect in, maybe there would be defect in a product, maybe the customer won't like the product, so many reasons are there. So sales return, so how we can't calculate entire sales. If a company is selling 100 goods, he produced 150, he sold 100 goods, and he got his goods back, 50 goods he got back due to some factors, maybe defect in the product, maybe the expiry date is on, or maybe anything, any factor. So in that case, the remaining 50 which he has sold properly to the customer, that only we will take, so it is considered as a net sales. Sale was 100, less your sales return, how much it was, it returned to the company back by the customer, is 50. So 100 minus 50, the balance is 50. So that balance 50 is your net sales. So the ratio thus reflects the margin of profit that a business concern is able to earn on its trading and manufacturing activity. Okay, so it is mostly common calculated ratio, gross profit ratio. It is employed for interfirm comparison of trading results. So the formula we just started is gross profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100. So friends, the formula is used to calculate gross profit ratio. Okay, where your gross profit is equal to your net sales. Net sales, how we derived? Sales minus sales return. Am I correct? So gross profit is equal to your net sales minus your cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, COGS, is nothing but opening stock plus your purchases plus your direct expense like your freight, your carriage, etc., minus your closing stock. Okay, net sales can also be derived as sales minus return inwards. The other name for sales return is your return inwards. So gross profit is what is revealed by the trading account. Okay, it will show you how much is the profit earned by a businessman. It results from difference between net sales and the cost of goods sold without taking into account the expenses which are generally charged in the profit and loss account. We correct the operating expense, administrative expense, office expense, selling expense, distribution expense, other expense, miscellaneous expense, these all are shown in the profit and loss account. So in trading, by seeing the trading account, we can analyze how much the expenses a company has been occurred. So that expenses we can learn only when we view the profit and loss account of a specific business concern. So the larger the gap, the greater is the scope for absorbing various expenses on your operating expense, on your maintenance expense, on your finance expense, selling expense, distributive expense, and many expenses, and yet leaving net profit for the proprietors or the shareholders. Okay, suppose friends, in case there is an increase in the percentage of gross profit as compared to the previous year, so it is the indicator of one or more of the following factors. Maybe it's an indicator. So I will just mention you 2 or 3 factors, like in the, as a practical example I will give you. The selling price of the goods has gone up without considering or without corresponding to the increase in the cost of goods sold. That is, the manufacturing cost, all cost remains the same, but the selling price is much high as compared to the previous year. So they can earn, so they might be a chance that percentage of gross profit has been increased as compared to the previous year. Or else, let's say cost of goods sold has gone down without corresponding decrease in the selling price of the goods. Okay, vice versa may happen. In case there is a decrease in the rate of gross profit, then also it may be due to one or more following reasons. If there is a decrease in the rate of gross profit as compared to the previous year, means you can say as there may be omission of sales, okay, or there may be an increase in the cost of goods sold.